Who says sheet pan dinners can't be fancy? A pasta rotolo is basically a lasagna roll-up, and there's a million ways to do it. This is just the way that I'm doing it today. With a few pre-made ingredients, rotoli have absurdly high, fanciness to effort ratio. A big trick is to minimize the water inside any rotolo filling. So I might take my ricotta and leave it in a strainer to drip way into the bowl overnight. Or if I'm in a hurry, I could wrap it in cheesecloth and just give it a squeeze. Whatever extra water I can get out, I'll toss. The more water in the filling, the more it sinks and melts away as it cooks, and then you lose that nice spiral look on the cut side. I'm going to get my tomato sauce started right in the sheet pan, dice up a few shallots, throw them in there with some olive oil, and just fry them a few minutes. Be sure to grip that with a mitt. One thing I really like to do is drip in just a little of my canned tomatoes to let it dry out and fry a little in the oil. Gets you an awesome base of flavor. Then I'll go in with the rest of the can. And if I've got an open bottle of wine, I'll put a splash of that in, some pepper and salt and whatever else you want, and then I'll let that simmer really gently. You only need to get it halfway there before it bakes. With my cheese, I'll have a giant pile of herbs, parsley and basil. Pick everything off the bigger stems, small stems are fine, and you could just chop those up as is, but I'm going to blanch them in a jug of boiling water from the microwave and then 30 seconds later strain out and chill down to stop the cooking. Blanching deactivates enzymes that make the green turn brown, and with the plant tissue softened, I should be able to squeeze even more water out of this. The drier the better for rotolo filling. Chop those up as fine as I reasonably can. This filling is going to be powerfully herbaceous. That's what I want. If you don't, use spinach instead. Very common, very pretty, not as strong. In with my strained ricotta, some pepper and salt to start with, and I'll stir and taste. I'll take my additional salt in the form of pecorino. Really nice, and the whole filling will look greener after it cooks. This meal is just so much quicker and cleaner if you use oven-ready fresh pasta sheets, the soft ones from the refrigerator section. You can make your own fresh pasta and roll it out, but in my opinion, you really need to parboil it before filling if you do that, and that adds so much mess. These sheets are ready to bake, and they taste pretty good. Any jelly roll type thing comes out prettier when the filling is evenly spread and not too thick. Yeah, I think I'll hide some garlic powder in here. Roll them up. You do have to roll these soon before they dry too much in the open air and then they crack. Okay, I'm going to do a second flavor, bulk hot sausage. It's virtually a prefab filling, but it has a lot of water that I can't strain out, so I'll put in some panko to absorb water as everything cooks so that the filling does not shrink, maybe 15% bread by volume. I'll grate some pecorino in there as well, and the sausage is already full of seasoning, so I might just supplement with a little salt and pepper for the panko, but I think that's good enough. Might have a little too much filling. Get it thin, roll them up, and if you want to make your life really easy, firm these up in the fridge for a little while before you slice through them. Oh hey, out on the stoop, I think I've got a box of Magic Spoon cereal, sponsor of this video. I've got a high-carb dinner coming, so a lower-carb breakfast seems wise to me. You know what Magic Spoon is? It is a cereal that comes in all of your childhood favorite flavors, but it has no grain, no actual cereal. The food matrix is mostly protein instead of starch. Milk protein is the top ingredient in this stuff. They use stevia and other alternative sweeteners, so the result is much lower carb, higher protein than a typical breakfast cereal. It's just the best. Magic Spoon makes a bunch of other treats now, bars and such for when you're on the go. Really tasty, really fueling, high in protein and fiber. There's tons of new flavors to check out. Birthday cake is awesome, but fruity remains my favorite. If you don't like yours, they'll give you your money back. Start the new year off right by clicking the link down below or scan my QR code. Use my code Ragusia for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/Ragusia to save $5 off your order today. Shipping in the US, Canada, and UK. Thank you, Magic Spoon. Anyway, these rotoli have firmed up for a few minutes, and now we can slice them. The secret is to saw. Don't press, saw. Gentle sawing minimizes crushing of the roll, and it keeps that cross-section looking pretty. Throw those cut side up on the tomato sauce. Don't go any taller than that, or they'll tip over as they cook. Slice up the sausage roll and put that one on. Rotoli are often much thicker than this. Sometimes they're boiled or steamed whole and then sliced, or sometimes they're sliced and baked, just like this. Many options. You'll notice that I have a lot of negative space on this canvas. I plan to fill it with lots of little chunks of mozzarella that I'll tear off, one chunk in each big blank space. I think we're going to bake now at 350 Fahrenheit, 180 C, uncovered. Now over here I've got some asparagus spears that I will oil and season. Canned artichoke hearts or roasted red peppers would work really well for this purpose instead. After the pan has gotten a head start for about 20 minutes, I will place a vegetable on each splotch of cheese. We've been baking for 20 minutes. I think we're going to need maybe another 20, and that'll be perfect for the asparagus to keep it green. For the last few minutes, you can flip on the top element if you want the broiler to brown the tops. When they look done, they're done. You could temp the sausage, look for 160 Fahrenheit, 71°C, and there we go. You could scoop a section of that onto a plate, but I generally think the way to eat sheet pan dinners is for everyone to gather around with forks and just go to town. You can even let it sit over a low flame to keep the food warm. Delicious, and they're solid and small enough that you can pick them up and eat them like a finger food if you want. Smear it in the sauce, and that is one tasty roll-up.